This is your boy Mr. G. You're back at Essential G, and I'm talking about challenge accepted moto vlog challenges today. And I just got done getting lost. I'm finding my way back to the Morristown Mall. This is going to be a shout out to Old Man Tony's challenge to bring us to and tell the viewers about a place that it just has some kind of special meaning to me. This is the Morristown Mall, and if you look at most of my videos, it's about me being out in the boondocks, in the Pine Barrens. But as a kid, I grew up in the suburbs around the corner from here, and I could tell you endless stories about this place, but I'm going to give you 3 great ones. As a teenager, none of this parking lot stuff was here. It was just a big open space where you could throw a car wherever the heck you want it. And this whole spot right here was just filled with people waiting in line. Right here, the sidewalk wasn't here. Waiting in line, waiting in line, waiting in line, waiting in line. It went all the way back there and around the corner. And what were we waiting for? Waiting in line. This huge line wrapping around the mall. We were waiting right here because the movie theater was here and the Empire Strikes Back was showing, and this was where you couldn't reserve your seats online. This was the 80s, and the greatest science fiction film that had ever been recorded was about to air, and I had my tickets. And you'd have to go 4 hours ahead of time and wait in line, at least for that movie. And let me tell you something, the biggest spoiler in the history of mankind happened to me at this mall. If I could find a guy to this day, I'd punch him in the mouth. A guy came out as it was our turn to go in and just walked down the line and methodically told everybody the big twist in The Empire Strikes Back. Now here's the thing, he was doing it on the sly. He was like talking to his buddy and he was like, I just can't believe, I won't do the rest in case you haven't actually seen it, which is crazy, and spoiled the big twist. But I just thought he made a mistake and I let it go and just remembered it until I found out recently from a friend that it had been spoiled for him too, and he must have been in a different spot because I didn't even know he was there that day at the same exact time. Now this line just went all the way around, past all this stuff. Past all this. These bus stops weren't here. All this was open. We used to race our cars in this parking lot. Around this corner, it went around this. I think I probably got in line somewhere in the middle of this area right here. I probably got in line around right here to see Empire Strikes Back. So this place just is near and dear to my heart, and even though I'm not really a mall rat anymore, I miss this place. When I go in it, it's nostalgic for me, even though the inside of it doesn't look anything like it did when I was a kid in the 1978, 79, 80, 81. I'll tell you some other things. I once convinced, I was a teenager and I brought my nephew to the mall, me and my buddy Vince, and I convinced, in all malls there's like fountains where you can throw change in. I convinced my nephew that the fountains were pools for kids. And so he decided just to go whole hog into one of the fountains, and it was like just one of the single greatest days of my life. Just this mall right here and just watching my nephew Wumpers go swimming in the mall water fountain. And I'll tell you another thing that happened to me at this mall, and I'll end with this. When I was old enough to work, I worked a job up here. When I was old enough to legally work, I worked a job up here at a place called the Taco Maker, and it was ahead of its time. The Taco Maker had a concept that they thought was going to go nationwide, and it was a total flop, and they closed up shop. And the Taco Maker's idea, ready for this? Wait for it. Mexican American food that is fast food, like a Burger King or a McDonald's. No way, not in the East Coast. We were like, what? Who wants to eat Mexican? There was only one place around here called the Mexican Food Factory that served Mexican food, and we couldn't even imagine that you could pull up to a place and say, give me 5 tacos. Couldn't imagine it. It was a total failure. It was probably about 5 years too early because, of course, afterwards came Taco Bell, which was a multi-million-dollar success story. And behind, if you wanted to get into work at the Taco Maker, there's a whole network of behind the business doorways that lead everywhere in the mall. So another thing we used to do is just have like massive teenage tag games where we would just like duck into one of the employee only areas and come out like behind the person that was chasing us because they didn't work there and didn't know where all the corridors led. So yeah, Morristown Mall, man, special meaning to me. Thanks for the challenge, old man Tony, your boy G, and I'm out. Peace.